The Denver Broncos have surprised everyone this season. When you look at their roster, they don't scream contenders. Yet here they are, sitting at 5-4 and turning heads in the AFC. This team was supposed to still be rebuilding, right? But they found a way to fight through challenges and keep themselves in the mix. Some call them overachievers, others call them underrated. But one thing is clear, they're not easy to ignore anymore. A big reason for this is Bo Nix, their rookie quarterback. Sure, he's not lighting up the league like a superstar, but he's showing enough to give Broncos fans something they've been missing for a while. This team hasn't had a consistent, reliable quarterback since Russell Wilson, and even he didn't meet the huge expectations they had for him. Yet somehow, with a young quarterback like Nix, they're hanging tough in one of the NFL's most competitive conferences. What's fascinating is that they're pulling this off with limited resources on offense. The Broncos aren't a flashy team by any means, but they're finding ways to win games and stay competitive. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Broncos and all the NFL content. Let's aim for 200 likes on this video. Bo Nix stepped into one of the toughest spots a rookie quarterback could face. He joined a team that's still trying to find its identity and isn't loaded with offensive weapons. Despite all that, he's managing to show flashes of why the Broncos put their trust in him. He's not putting up record-breaking numbers, but he's doing enough to keep his team competitive, and that's not something every rookie quarterback can handle. Compared to the last big-name quarterback in Denver, Russell Wilson, Nix is already carving out a different path. Wilson had his moments, but his time with the Broncos left the team in a tough spot after the heavy price they paid to bring him in. Now Nix is tasked with picking up the pieces, and while the pressure might be crushing for some, he seems to thrive on it. His ability to make plays under pressure, even with limited support, shows the grit and determination fans love to see. One thing that stands out about Nix is how he's gradually getting better at pushing the ball downfield. Early in the season, there were questions about whether he could do it consistently, but as the weeks go by, he's showing he's not afraid to take those shots, even against tough defenses like the Steelers and Saints. Sure, there's still room for improvement, but for a rookie in a system that's still finding its rhythm, he's holding his own. What's even more impressive is his mobility. In several games, Nix has led the Broncos in rushing yards, proving that when the offense stalls, he can use his legs to make something happen. This dual-threat ability gives the Broncos an edge, even when the offensive line struggles or the playmakers fail to create separation. He's not just managing the game, he's finding ways to make an impact. Bo Nix's growth this season is even more impressive when you consider the challenges around him. The offensive line started the season as a major weak spot, struggling to protect the quarterback or create running lanes. While they've shown improvement in recent weeks, injuries have made consistency a problem. Players like Mike McGlinchey have missed time, and while Garrett Bowles has been solid at left tackle, he can only do so much. The group has flashes of potential, but week-to-week reliability isn't their strong suit yet. Beyond the line, the Broncos' offense is missing something crucial. Reliable playmakers, Courtland Sutton is the clear #1 receiver, and while he's capable of making big plays, defenses know he's the only consistent threat. That means he often faces double coverage, limiting his impact. Sutton is the type of receiver who thrives in contested situations, but when he's your only option, it becomes easier for defenses to game plan around him. The lack of depth at wide receiver is a glaring issue. Rookie Troy Franklin, who played with Nix in college, is still adjusting to the NFL and hasn't emerged as a dependable second option. Meanwhile, players like Lil Jordan Humphrey are filling roles they're not quite suited for. This leaves Nix with limited options when plays break down or when the defense takes Sutton out of the equation. The Broncos' run game has been a mixed bag this season, and that's putting it lightly. Javonte Williams, once a promising young star, hasn't been the same since his ACL injury. He's still a powerful runner who can break tackles, but the explosiveness that made him such a threat early in his career hasn't fully returned, with just 3.8 yards per carry this season. It's clear he's doing his best in a tough situation, but the spark isn't quite there. If there's one thing the Denver Broncos can hang their hat on this season, it's their defense. Year after year, this unit has been the backbone of the team, and 2024 is no different. Under the guidance of defensive coordinator Vance Joseph, the Broncos' defense has been a nightmare for opposing offenses. They're not just keeping the team in games, they're giving them a chance to win, even when the offense struggles to put points on the board. It all starts up front with their pass rush. Nick Bonitto has emerged as one of the league's most dangerous edge rushers, already racking up 6 sacks on the season. Opposite him, Jonathan Cooper brings relentless energy and has consistently pressured quarterbacks. Add Zach Allen to the mix, a player who can disrupt both the pass and the run, and it's clear why this defensive line is so tough to handle. DJ Jones and John Franklin Myers also deserve recognition for their ability to control the line of scrimmage and shut down opposing running backs. But it's not just the front seven. The Broncos' secondary might be the most impressive part of their defense. Pat Surtain is playing at an elite level, shutting down top receivers every week. Whether it's breaking up passes or snagging interceptions like his pick-six against the Raiders, he's showing why many consider him the best cornerback in the NFL. Alongside him, Jaquan McMillian has proven to be a force in the nickel, consistently disrupting plays in the slot. At strong safety, Brandon Jones adds another layer of reliability, anchoring the back end with smart, physical play. The Broncos might not be a playoff team this season, but their future isn't as bleak as some might think. For starters, Bo Nix has shown enough promise to give fans and the front office hope that they've found their quarterback of the future. He's far from perfect, but the fact that he's thriving in such a challenging environment speaks volumes about his potential. If he continues to develop, Denver might finally have the stability at quarterback they've been searching for. The next big step for the Broncos will be improving their offense. While they're unlikely to land a top-5 draft pick, they'll still have an opportunity to find the playmakers they desperately need. A first-round wide receiver seems like a logical choice, given the lack of reliable options beyond Courtland Sutton. Adding a young, dynamic weapon could instantly elevate their passing attack and take some of the pressure off Nix. Looking at the long-term picture, the Denver Broncos are building something that could become truly special. Bo Nix has shown flashes of being a quarterback you can build around, and even though he's still developing, his ability to adapt and lead under challenging circumstances is a great foundation for the future. With time and the right pieces around him, Nix could become the leader this team needs to compete in a crowded AFC. The key to their future success lies in finding balance. Fixing the offense will take smart decisions in the draft, careful financial planning, and perhaps a bit of patience from the fans. The team can't afford to rush into flashy trades or signings, but with the right additions, a top-tier wide receiver, more depth on the offensive line, and continued development from their young players, the Broncos could turn into a serious contender over the next few seasons. What do you think? Can Bo Nix grow into the franchise quarterback Denver has been searching for? Will the Broncos defense continue to carry the team while the offense catches up? And what changes would you make to help this team take the next step? The Broncos' future may still be uncertain, but there's plenty to be optimistic about. Let me know your thoughts on where this team is headed, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates and discussions about the Broncos and the NFL. As always, stay safe, stay positive, and let's see how this season unfolds.